Follow me, I'm dead as fuck, I think I know the way.
With the exception of skin cancer,
Breast cancer in the United States
is the most common cancer in women.
no matter your race or ethnicity.
It is also the second most common
Cause of death from cancer among white,
Black, Asian, Pacific Islanders, and
Native American women.
You can get screened for breast cancer.
At a clinic, hospital, or doctor's office.
If you want to be screened,
Call your doctor's office.
they can help you schedule an appointment. From the cast here at Dad AF and all the dads around the world,
We just want to say, from me and mine to you and yours,
F breast cancer.
fuck breast cancer. And shout out to my homie Candace. We fighting with you.
Follow me, I'm dead as fuck, I think I know the way.
If you or anyone you know is interested in receiving a little assistance with taking steps to a cleaner diet and healthier lifestyle, please check out BeTotallyWell.com. This site was created to help strengthen and empower women. You'll be able to access things like meal plans, self-care activities, recipes, and other useful information to help modify your lifestyle, reduce some risk factors, and help you be the best you both physically and mentally. From us here at the Dad AF Show, we hope that you are all totally well and that you stay totally well. Go check out BeTotallyWell.com.
Yeah. Look. Check my approach, I'm never doing the most. I coach, call plays, then we doing a toast. I boast, never had to play the field. It's easy to trap, easy to steal, destroy, not too easy to build. Taking care of your kids, now that right there, I swear, definition of real. Lace up your spirit, never run out. Longest night ever ended when she pushed my son out. You bozos, I gotta question your choice. My son first words, Dad, I'm impressed with his voice. How can I stress when I'm blessed and I'm poised? These owl sharpers tripping over they words, mess up the respect for you boys. Deadbeats, y'all some throwaways. It seems like your idols grew to have nothing to show today. So he made a show to make older niggas our protege. Hey, it's your lucky day. Follow me, I'm dead as fuck, I think I know the way.
Shout out to Ice Cube.
Shout out to Ice.
Oh man, welcome back to another episode of the Dad AF Show. I be cursing. They don't want to curse. I be cursing. Fuck all that. You know, I'm your host at Sizzle Cells.
James Rich.
And your boy Woo is in the building.
Yeah, man. So you know this is gonna be a very special episode, man. We got all three of us in the studio.
Well, this is for the first time.
This is the first time.
First time for this.
First time we all been here.
Should be cool.
Yeah, man. What's up? What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Regular stuff. Dadding.
What's new? What's new over there, Mr. Rich?
Nothing new. She's just getting cute every day. You know, regular stuff. You know, I'm being an awesome dad as I always am.
Oh my God!
Congrats. I know she was sick before, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I did
How
get
was
past that. That was tough.
How was that?
Dad figured it out.
Is that her first time being sick?
Nah, she's been sick before.
Okay.
This was the first time with a fever, though.
Okay.
A
story.
little different. But you know, Dad figured it out. I think she was actually teething. It was a low level fever, wasn't nothing crazy. Then I told her to watch her closely. She put her hands on her mouth. I'm like, all right, let me give you some. I gave her some Motrin, gave her this little toy thing she liked to chew on. You know, fixed it right up.
Little teething thing.
You know
That's
what I mean?
dope.
She
That's
was
dope.
good.
That's dope.
I
I got a story, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. What's up with you?
Going on
How
with you,
was it?
Man,
What's
listen,
new?
my weekend was troublesome.
Here we go.
Nah, I had some real
Tiny violin.
I had some real dad situations going on. So
Oh, okay.
this
about it.
this past weekend,
Talk
my
about
daughter's
it.
birthday.
How old is she?
She just hit 7.
Oh, nice.
But she's more mature for her age than anything. So, but anyway, so this weekend I had a whole weekend planned. Right?
Yeah.
Everything. The first thing that happened was on Friday. Her mom texted me like, "Yeah, so do you have any plans with her this Friday?" Mind you, I told her 2 weeks ago. The next 2 weeks, don't plan nothing for her. I
Yeah.
got something for her.
Yeah.
You know, next week. So she was like, "Oh, cause she got karate." So I'm like, "That is fine."
Yeah.
Just not on my weekend. You feel me? Like you could plan all this stuff, and we went back and forth before. We was talking about because my daughter also takes Mandarin, So you know, sometimes I had to have her doing online tutoring when I have her and stuff like that. Which, to be honest, it bites into my time because as much as I would want her a lot more because of school and her activity and stuff like that, I don't get as much. So when it's my time, I want it to be my time.
Facts.
You feel me? So anyway, long story short, we went back and forth. I'm like, so because she's so interested in so many different things, she wants to do karate, she wants to do dance, she wants to do tutoring, and all this other stuff. So we came up with a different, we kind of like reconstructed our whole visitation thing. That
Visitation
aside,
issues.
yeah, visitation issues. It's crazy because I love my daughter, so I love spending
Of course.
all my time with her and stuff like
course.
that. But so another problem that occurred.
I'm to lose my cool. I'm to lose my goddamn cool.
Well, you know what's
If
crazy?
you don't get to how the fuck your weekend was crazy, you said you had a crazy weekend on
Yeah,
some dad
so
shit.
that's what I was about
and
to tell
now
you.
giving us the New York Times bestseller.
I didn't get to it yet.
Take the shortcut, Dad.
That's what I'm telling you about. So the other part is
Hold on, these two,
I was
they
like, what
always
is he
long.
talking about?
These
God.
two long story short you to death
Yeah,
with the longest
stories.
stories. Yeah, come on, man.
all right. So the other part of the story was that, like I said, it was her birthday weekend, so I had plans.
Right.
My car broke down.
Oh, okay.
Right
Okay.
on the same
That sucks.
Friday that her mom texted me about everything, whatever. Right. So I almost had to cancel everything because how else are we going to do everything we had planned?
right.
First, the mechanic didn't get the part. Then he got the part. Then he can't get the part.
So how?
At the end of the day,
So
you say
anyway,
everything
we
worked
get
out
it.
or not.
You don't
All
have to
right,
tell
all
us why.
All right,
Why
I
you
was
failed to get your little girl. Nah.
I didn't feel like it.
I know.
So anyway, so I was talking to her mom or whatever, and I'm like, yo, like this is, I can't get her this weekend,
Right.
and we have all these plans. She was like, all right, I'll let her know, but when I told her that you couldn't come get her from school, she was disappointed. So I was like, all right, give me a minute, let me just work some things out. So long story short.
I need,
Anyway,
hold on.
what's
I
up?
need to dig every
time I say it?
So anyway, about me.
Yeah.
So wait, nah. Wait.
No, so long story short, I went to go get her.
Wait, did everything work out? No?
No, I had to. We didn't go. We were supposed to go camping, so I didn't go camping. I had to shorten
improvise.
everything. Yeah, I basically had it for the whole Saturday. I had to get her at like 10 o'clock Friday night.
You're killing me, small.
What? Because you ain't let me. I would have been done if I was get so interrupted.
All right, I'm sorry.
That was it. Let's finish.
No,
it's done. It's
So
done.
you had to. So you had to change your
I
plan.
basically had to change everything around.
But at
just
the end of the day, you made it happen.
I made it happen, basically. Yeah.
All right, that's what's up.
Made it
So it
have
wasn't
a
that
good
crazy,
birthday.
at least. It ended up.
It wasn't that-
ended up
No, it
good.
was crazy because I had to move like heaven and earth and it cost me a lot of money to do a lot of things.
I
You
get
feel
what
me?
you're
Like,
saying. I get that what you're saying. But it worked out.
That's why you died as fuck though, because I mean, life gave you lemons and
I made orangeade. Like I didn't even make lemonade. And nigga,
I like that, man.
I
Some
switched the
other
whole
shit.
fruit.
Man, some other shit. Is orangeade a fruit? Like, where's it from? Where's it made from?
oranges.
But it's not like a juice. It's carbonated a little bit, right?
Yeah, but
Remember that old school drink? That's what I'm talking about. The old school drink, the blue one with the.
none of it was good for us.
Anyway, yeah.
High fructose.
That's a fact.
So yeah, so
You could, yeah, what happened with you?
hey guys, this week was cool, man. I mean, a new baby is home,
Uh huh.
so I'm
Yeah.
going through that time of trying to get my son to acknowledge that he has a little
Oh,
brother.
yeah.
So he keeps calling him the baby,
Yeah.
like the rapper. He just be
I
like,
was
the
gonna say, call him baby.
Yeah, he
Go ahead.
Oh, so yeah, he's just. I mean, and then like just the constant worry of him hurting the baby because
Yeah.
he's playful. You know what I mean? He knows right from wrong, but I don't think he understands like
This
how
is a-
fragile. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
A newborn
a
is.
newborn.
So he's just like really rough with the baby. So we're trying to like not penalize him or penalize him, but not make it seem like we're angry at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he
Exactly.
doesn't have any kind of resentment
Resentment.
towards the baby or whatever. So
That's
that's
a
like
fact.
a hurdle. I mean, trying to tackle and like do different things, man.
Yeah.
Like even when we brought the baby home. I mean, now I'm calling him the baby. When we brought,
bro, Noah.
when we brought the baby home and stuff, man. We gave my oldest, we gave him like toys and gifts and said,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is from the baby."
Yeah. That's
You know what
dope.
I mean? The child like, but he ain't care nothing about that.
Okay.
He got those. He was like, "Thank you," and it was
I'm
a
outta
wrap.
here.
Yeah, but
Thanks, baby.
yeah, man, that was it though, man. So that's where I'm
Yeah.
at, man.
So
this
listen,
two parent thing.
How we gonna start the show off?
What you want to discuss?
I don't know. You know what I do want to bring up? It's it happened a while back, but it was a crazy subject, and I always want to give my 2 cents on it. The situation where the dude left his kids in the car and they died. They got burnt up, right? Something like that.
That's crazy.
It was too hot or whatever.
Yeah.
But see, for me,
crazy.
I saw somebody put on Facebook one time. Like everybody was just going in on him, like he need to die. He's the worst person, and I don't know. Maybe I just felt I felt a little bit for him. Like I felt like there can't be nothing worse than
losing your kids,
and you're
your
responsible
fault.
for it.
And it was twins, right?
They were twins, or siblings, something like that.
They was twins.
He forgot they're in the back, drove to work and all that.
He said he thought he dropped them off, blah, blah, blah. So my whole thing was like, first of all, I can't believe that he did that on purpose, right? Like I feel like if you're gonna do something crazy like that, I don't think you would do it that way.
Yeah.
Like, and you had to find them anyway. So my whole thing is he did it by mistake. The world don't need to keep beating him up about it. Like, I think his own conscience is gonna fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? So that's one part about it. The other part about it is I can understand how this might have happened.
And how, pray tell?
Explain that to me, because I'm not there yet.
Parents sometimes get overwhelmed. And that's not even including when there's like real other stuff going on in your head. Like, who knows? You having issues with your job, financial issues, family issues, health issues. So many things could be happening. You busy, you working, trying to work hard, sleep deprived. We all know taking care of young kids is, keeps you up late hours. Late hours, right? So it's like I can see somebody being overtired, overwhelmed, too much on their mind, and it's like, listen, I left my daughter one time.
Mm-hmm. Let's get to it.
Left her where?
I'd left her.
Wait, let me ask you, did you leave her in danger?
No, did not leave her in danger. What I did was I dropped her off to my mother while I was at work.
Okay.
So
shout out to the grandparents.
Yes,
that's a fact.
Yes, we couldn't do it without you guys.
That's a fact.
But after I went to work, I got out of work, I drove home. Walked in the house, honey, I'm home. My wife is like, "Where's Corey at? Where's your daughter?" I'm like,
what do you mean?
I'm like, what you mean? Where she's at? She's right in the room, right? And she's like, she looked at me like she thought I was joking. She looked at me like, oh,
This nigga's
like,
retarded.
where's she at?
Real funny.
And I'm like, oh shit. Like, I totally forgot about my daughter,
And
bro.
and your parents, if I'm not, and this is gonna sound so funny when you.
I'm gonna tell you the next part of this.
So your parents live in an entirely another state.
Another state, yeah.
So you
And my parents live in a different state.
So you drove to a whole nother state
without my child.
Nuts.
Crazy. Another crazy thing is, so you know that part when you did something crazy and it's funny, and like people are gonna be like surprised by it.
Yeah.
So I call my mom like to tell her like, oh, I'm on my way, I'm coming to get her. And so we're on FaceTime. I think my wife FaceTimed her. So my mom's looking at the phone confused, I think, because in her head she's like, he's there.
Phone, like,
he's like, why y'all both there? He's like, he was like, well, I forgot to pick up Corey, and my mom's like, no, he didn't. And it's and you know how older people are with electronics. They don't really understand what's going on. They look at the phone, they're like, oh yeah, he's right there with you. She's like, how is he there with you?
Hey, trying to
How's
make
he
it
there
make
with
sense.
you? I'm like, yeah, Mom.
Hologram.
I just forgot to pick up. So long story short, of course I didn't leave her in danger. Right? I didn't leave her in danger. I didn't leave her trapped in the back of a car.
Right.
But I didn't think about my daughter.
I get what you're saying. I think it's different.
I say it is different. It was maybe about an hour and a half.
It is different,
She didn't cross my mind.
To be honest, though, I would also give the guy a little bit of a pass. But this is like the third story.
Mm-hmm.
First two, actually, the parents were blatantly dead. I saw these two stories. One was a guy that jumped onto the subway with his daughter.
Okay.
You guys heard about that, right?
Yeah, and the little girl lived.
Yeah, like, what are you thinking about? And then another story I heard, the day the guy divorces his wife, he kills the daughter.
Wow, I didn't hear this one.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, so what? Like, I don't see.
But I want to talk about that, like leaving your child unattended
Is
in
that
the car.
possible?
Do you think you can forget that your child
Not
is in
for
the
8 hours.
backseat of your car and just leave your child there? Do you think that's a thing that you could,
Know
I
myself?
think you could for an hour.
No, knowing myself, I don't think so. because
Yeah.
I always double check, triple check everything. Like it doesn't matter. Like I put my phone here, I'll make sure I put my phone here,
Yeah.
and I'll look at it
You
again.
never had a day where it was like you was tired, you was busy, you was stressed. You don't forget things. I'm just asking.
Nah.
All right. Yeah, maybe not.
Lying.
No.
Some people are like that.
When it comes to like certain things, like all right, so I have like a little bit of OCD. So
Yeah.
when I put things in certain areas,
He got OC now.
nah, he got OCD. Nah, but I have a thing where like I put the things in the same place every single time, because I know that that's where it's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's just how I've always been.
Yeah.
So when it comes to everything, and if somebody moves it, I know somebody moved it. If my phone is here, I put it
You're
here.
always thinking about things.
I'm always thinking
What
about
about
things.
you? What do you think?
Me, I don't think that I could leave my child in the car.
Yeah.
For the simple, and I don't have OCD. I'm not one of those, super type A personality kind of guys. But what I can say is that I'm aware when my child is in the car. I drive differently. My music is at a different volume
I'm
because I
not the
want
best dad.
because it's you the dad that you are. So-
I'm always looking back too, like when my daughter's in the car.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like I don't always look back, but I do things differently. Like like I said, like I got those things in place. I drive differently. My music is at a different volume.
Yeah.
The station I might listen to might be different.
That's a fact.
I want to be aware, so I just think that you like everything else in life, you have modes that you get into.
Yeah.
Like you're not the same exact you when
I'll
you're
tell
in
you.
the car
I'll
with
tell you
your
another
boys.
thing. I'll tell you another thing that I did.
Child and so on and so forth. So
While we're on the case of me being a horrible dad, I'll tell you what else I did one time.
The list goes
One
on.
time, I was driving to work in
this
the
could
morning.
all be used against you in the court.
I know.
Just
I was driving to work. And I was supposed to drop my daughter off. And I was supposed to drop my daughter off at my friend's house who was babysitting. And I totally just drove right to work. I get to work and I'm like, I didn't get all the way to work. You know, it's a different exit on the express. So I'm like, why am I going this way? I'm supposed to drop my daughter off. But I
even
totally
then,
wasn't
though.
thinking about my daughter.
But you had to fail safe.
It got to the
and
point
this
where,
the
like,
thing.
my daughter's with
But
me. I
it's
need
the
to do
thing.
something with
At
her.
no point did like you completely
Completely.
At no point did you just completely check out and
Yeah.
with your daughter in danger, right? Like
That's
she
true.
was at your mom's house, so you thought
In my head, she's
you
pretty
didn't think
dope.
she was
Yeah.
in the car. You when you got home, you was like, oh shit, she's home.
Yeah.
So you didn't for 1 second think like, oh, she's here or there.
And I think the age of the kids matter too.
Right.
I just didn't think about it at all, though.
But the
what I'm
age
saying.
matters. The age of the kids matter. Like these kids weren't like infants.
They were newborns.
They were newborns.
They were newborns.
Oh, okay. I thought
They
I
were
thought
little
they were
kids
older than
from my understanding. They
Oh,
were
okay.
like little kids. He had one. He dropped the older one off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
he had
then he
an older
left
kid.
the other
Oh,
two
the other
in the
two,
car.
okay.
So and I don't know, bro. Hopefully the universe doesn't prove me wrong, but I don't think I could ever forget my child in the car.
Yeah.
It's just not happening.
Yeah, I don't think I can for any extended amount of time.
I'm a different person.
I feel like
bro.
I can maybe drop it. I mean, close the door, and I'm like, oh, what am I doing?
Busting you, we come back.
Yeah.
So
Not for 8 hours. though.
My thing is they actually have mirrors. You know what I mean? That you could put in the back of your car to kind of reflect on the
Yeah, I got
the
that.
baby seat
I
for like
got
the
that.
rear facing ones.
Yeah, but mine should be all
that's
messed up sometimes.
Yeah, but that's a good fail safe
Yeah.
for niggas to invest in.
Yeah,
Like
true.
it ain't even got to be nothing crazy, you know.
That's true. Make sure you get a mirror in your car.
Or if you got one of those keyless cars, what you do is when you get in the car, you could put the key in the car seat.
You always gotta go back to
when
it.
you
ain't
turn
it?
the car off and you walk out, you can't really lock the door.
Yeah,
nothing.
it tells
It's
you.
like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
you
my key. So you could go back.
Yeah, and that's just to protect these babies.
Yeah, I don't know what
fact.
else. Listen, if y'all got any suggestions other than just don't forget your kid, like,
Right.
let us know, man. But you know what I mean? There's some things that could be done, man.
That's a
But,
fact.
Yeah.
What else?
What's up?
You
What's
want
going on?
to go to Dads on the Street?
You want to check out this Dads on the
Yeah, I
Street?
think we should do Dads on the Street.
All right, bet. Yeah, we're going to get into some Dads on the
You
Street,
wanna
man.
preface it?
Yeah, I'm going to preface it. So the other day is actually really dope, man. I was able to, in the midst of doing this Dad on the Street thing, my co-host said that, he was at a family engagement or whatever. So he actually shot me the idea, like, yo, pull up, it'll be dope. You know what I mean? Just get some footage of my family. So I
Yeah.
definitely did that. And, I forced the issue of getting his dad to do a little Dads on the Street
Yeah.
with us. So we got
OG Dad
yeah,
on the
we got the
Street.
OG perspective
Yeah.
of the Dads on the Street, and it's mad
Got
funny
James Rich
because
father.
yeah, the dad of
James Rich. Dun dun dun.
Nah, so what was the question, guys? It was the difference The difference in
Generations.
Yeah, generational parenting or whatever, man. Marv, roll that footage.
Yo, it's Woo, Dad AF show with the dads on the streets connecting the dots.
Follow me, I'm dad as fuck, I think I know the way.
What do you think is different about raising kids now than the way you were raised? Like you raising your kids, what was different about you raising your kids and the way you were raised?
Look at the dad
Well,
swag.
the difference is that you have to have the kids
Get me
have
a Mason
respect.
cup.
You have to make
Fact.
sure that they respect their elders. Today, kids today do not respect their elders. They do not respect their parents because they even call their parents by their first name. That's a no-no to me.
Are you looking in the camera?
Yes, that's right.
I'm sorry, just making sure.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Disrespectful.
That's a no-no. You got to call your parents by moms and dad. You do know their name, but it doesn't exist when it comes to them talking to them.
So you think that's a big difference?
That's a big difference.
The names.
Big
and
difference.
People calling parents by their names.
Kids does not have the respect that we had back in the day.
How you feel about that?
You little niggas. You negras. Yeah, let's on negras.
Would you let Mason call you Marcel?
That little nigga. Nah, he can't call me no Marcel. He would never be that comfortable with me to call me Marcel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think Chris Rock did a little spiel like that. He's like, the kid calling the granny mommy and calling the mother Pam. Some shit like that. Like, but nah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think, but is that like I don't think like a kid just like, okay, I'm my way of being disrespectful is just to call my mother by her first
I
or
think
my
so.
dad.
I was thinking about
I think
that.
that's a parenting thing. I think the issue isn't with the children being disrespectful. I think it's an issue with some new parents not knowing how to parent. But they try to put themselves in this friend category. So now I'm gonna approach you like I approach your friend. I'm gonna talk to you like I talk to a friend.
I think that's what he was alluding to, the fact that we allow them to continue to call us by our first name.
But no, what he said was that the kids,
like, that's an example
the
of
kids
the lack
are
of respect.
disrespectful because they calling their parents
Just
by
like
their first
he's
name.
like that's an example.
He's
of
an
it.
example,
He said
yeah.
in general they just
So
they
you
don't have
saying
the
that,
respect.
like,
But that's
parents
one
allowing-
way.
Yeah, I think that like the parents allow, which makes sense, right? Because they get familiar. If they could call you
Facts.
by,
Of course, they cool with you.
I mean, the other thing I'm thinking about that I think he's kind of alluding to too is like it's deeper than just the name. Like I think it's a societal thing too now, right? Where younger people feel like they have more of a voice. They can
Facts.
speak up and say what they want. Like when we was growing up, like you're not really talking to adults. Like
Facts.
period. Like you know what I mean? Respect your elders.
Speak when you're spoken to, answer when you're called.
That's it. Like
That
it's
was
like
it.
well, you don't have no right to be talking to adults. But nowadays, you know, kids
I
just
think
feel they have that.
Could there be an X factor though? Because I remember when I was a step parent, right? And you have step children. Yeah. Most of them don't start off calling like earlier before.
Oh, that's fact.
That is
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
true.
So
Is that the right word? I
That
don't
is,
know.
yeah.
So what my stepchild used to call
variable.
me was babe.
Babe, I remember that.
Remember, right? So
Babe?
Because that's
what her mom his
his
mom
mom-
used
Oh,
to
I
call
get
me.
it. Wow.
You know what I mean?
Like,
So
what?
over time,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
That's funny.
it's kind of
So
finicky.
as he got older, you like
He
you
just
can't
like,
call me
that's-
babe.
can't call me
babe.
And then he started calling
But you know what's
Manny.
crazy?
I remember that.
But for me, even at that time, psychologically, I'm like, all right, that's your name for me. That's how you relate to me, which is fine.
you don't
As you
wanna-
get older, you're going to
gonna grow
understand.
into different
What
roles.
happened was that a grown-up switched it in his head
Yeah.
that don't call him babe.
Yeah, call him Manny.
You know, they call him Manny,
Right.
which changed his whole perception of who I was.
So he started calling
You know what I
by
mean?
your
So
first
name is very, 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 very important.
So
I believe.
Not name, a title, like
I mean, the title,
you know,
yeah,
like, But that's actually interesting, man. For a stepdad role, and you, like you
Yeah.
said, like, how'd you feel about
How you gonna
that?
navigate?
As a
Yeah.
stepdad, how did you feel about that? Did you feel like, did you want him to call you dad? Like,
To be honest,
yes or
nah.
no?
I didn't.
Long
To
story
be
short,
honest.
niggas.
No, I
Did you want him to
I
call
want
you
I want
dad?
him to call me whatever he wanted to call me because I knew he didn't relate anything other than this is
So you want
the father figure.
So what would have been for you the ideal name to be called? The ideal title?
No,
You're like a
what-
lawyer and you have to
Nah,
twist
I
up the
wanna
quick.
know.
no,
you
no,
have to
the
do
ideal
it.
title he had that was babe to me was perfect. Because
you wanted that, so you didn't want to be
the
called
reason
that.
why,
Bae
because
was more personal.
because
and
it was
more-
very personal to him. You know why? The way we related, because I used to be everywhere with this kid.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
Like,
I already know.
So every time he called me about, people would be like, "Oh my God, you and your son look so." We ain't look nothing alike.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, because of how we related. But then once it changed to Manny, I felt some type of way.
Gotcha.
You feel me? Because then the relation
That's like you're
changed.
just Manny.
Yeah,
it's
right.
not
You know
like,
what I mean?
it's not
Like-
in relation to how I
Yeah,
see you.
and
That's
he
just
didn't
who you are.
change the name himself.
somebody
Which
imposed that on him.
exactly, you know what I mean? The fact that the kids name that they relate to you is up to them. Once they change it themselves, then I understand. All right, yo, you call me Manny now because you're grown, you understand, blah blah blah. But if somebody changed that in you,
I get what you're saying. Now.
Then
We
that's
gotta-
totally
We
different.
gotta get a current stepdad up on the show
I am.
to talk about how niggas.
yeah.
Oh, that's a fact. You okay?
Oh,
But you ain't there yet. You
Yeah,
ain't there
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
I need paper signed and.
Oh
and-
my
and-
God, that's
and
what we
all
going
that.
with it.
I
Oh
mean,
man.
you know what I mean? We ain't quite. we ain't
okay,
gonna-
so funny
We
story.
ain't just gonna drop the stepdad title on.
Listen. She
You know what I
calls
mean?
She calls me hamburger.
That's cute. We're not even. I don't.
I'm gonna tell you the relation because hamburger, her mom is
bro,
French fries.
bro.
This is sounding crazy.
Bro, it's not that nobody cares. It's
Like,
that nobody cares.
Niggas that French fry, Big Mac. What?
the case.
What is this nigga talking about, bro?
How do we move
a
on
lot.
from this thing?
I don't know.
Cut it, Marv. Cut it. So, like I was
Anyway,
saying, man,
yeah,
but I
any
think
more
that's
topics?
I think that's a great point, but I don't know any parent that like intentionally is just okay with their kid
Calling their name.
But
Yeah,
I think
it's a level. Sometimes it's two things. One is disrespect. They get to a point where it's like, I want
But-
you to show you that we equals
But
almost.
this is the funny thing, right? And I think this is what Chris Rock was saying, right? And this is why I love Chris Rock because he's kind of like a political comedian now, and he's super in touch with like social issues, like and
Yeah.
especially issues within like
Chris
the
Rock's
black
my
community.
favorite comedian, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
My
That's
favorite.
I can see that.
Him and Martin Lawrence.
So
Like,
look. So he said that, you know what I mean, you got the kid calling the grandma Ma, right?
Yeah.
And calling the mother Pam, right? So it's like if who are you that he's going to show that you keep leaving your kid with grandma.
Yeah.
And
That's
grandma
why they
you
going.
grandma kid. So grandma calling you by your first name. So you Pam.
Yeah.
That's all the
Right.
kid hear you being referred to at because the kid is always
Always
with
with
grandma.
grandma.
So when you come through, don't try to
You
be
Pam,
mom,
yeah.
you Pam.
Yo,
Everybody we know refer to you as Pam.
And in
Heavy.
on
Mom
a deeper
calling you
level,
mom.
a
Heavy.
lot of younger grandmas nowadays, right? And they don't want to be called grandma either because they're
But
Yeah,
there's
with
a
it.
term for grandma.
now it's
though.
me, my, and all this
That's
extra
cool
stuff.
though.
Anything.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's cool though. Like
my mom is Baba to all the kids. Baba.
And-
Baba, and that's grandma.
and my son's grandmother is Nano.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know how like the names is
Yeah.
like
Mima is cool. I
no,
like
Mima
it.
is cool. I'm not saying it's
I
wrong
like
with
it.
it. I'm just saying like
As long as it ain't like
it's a
call me
generation thing. Like,
Sasha, like call me Miss Sasha.
or Miss Poopy or something
Right.
like that. How about that? Can we talk about that? No,
What?
that's
Go,
when y'all
go,
gotta
go,
stop.
go.
No, I'm gonna save it for later.
All right,
Anyway,
cool.
go ahead.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
You
So
wanna-
I want to talk about this thing, right? So I posted this picture
yes.
on the dad AF of my son Ramon. Shout out to Pun. But I posted this picture of him like doing his daughter's hair. So he had like a hot comb. Or
Yeah, he was.
something.
It was looking.
It's called a
like-
flat iron.
Okay.
It was looking like Auntie
flat iron. It
Crib.
was a flat iron.
It's looking like Auntie Crib.
It was definitely looking like Auntie Crib, and then I smelled the burnt follicles in the crib. But we posted a picture, and then my son Jonathan that I grew up with, Jonathan McGinn, he's a good dude or whatever. You know what I mean? He got a little girl, so he shared the post on his page, and he was kind of making fun of himself. Like it was like a self-deprecating moment. He was just like, oh, like this dude just ended it for me. Like, you know what I mean? The little twist I be doing is out the window, blah, blah, blah. So then this dude commented on his post like, what did he say?
He said, "Man ain't supposed to do hair."
So then my son Jonathan, as y'all
What
can
the
see, he says according to who made that rule up. He said, bro, no offense because you're my namesake, but you really need to reevaluate your masculinity.
that's a fact.
You know what I mean? So I want to talk to y'all about that. Y'all both got daughters and stuff, man. Like, is that really real? Like, men ain't
Nah.
supposed to do
First of
hair?
all-
Do y'all feel
That is
emasculated?
false.
First of all, I'm waiting. For me, it's gonna be like a day of passage. Like when I really get official. When I bust my first style out, I feel like then I'm officially a dad. Like until
I
then,
can
you
concur.
know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just part-timing right now. I'm saying? So I can't wait for that moment.
My son
I
said
can't wait.
Style.
Not
can't-
do a whole style.
A whole style of words.
I'm past that point. I did a couple of styles of my daughter. I think I posted a picture a while ago of me taking my daughter's hair out.
That's not a style.
No,
man.
no.
You took the hair
Listen,
out.
I said I
Nobody
already,
listen.
Now, before
post it.
that. No, listen.
Post it or it
Post
doesn't
the style.
exist.
It don't exist. Or it
All
didn't
right,
happen.
I'll do it. No, I'll do
He
it.
about to go swipe.
I was.
With his little
But no, I
OCD
did-
phone.
I did.
That little OCD.
No, I did a couple of styles before. It was very hard. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I ain't know.
What's your
Go-to?
what's your, not even your go-to is like
What's my best?
the best one.
My
that
best
you
one
ever
is
did.
the double ponytail, the up and the bottom. The line gotta be straight though.
Up and the
double
bottom. Oh, so it's
ponytail?
one
Yeah,
in
it's
front,
like
in
one
the
up
back?
top,
Oh.
one up top right here,
One in
and
the
one in the
back.
bottom. Yeah, and then
okay.
you have to have a straight. What's the name though?
apart.
A straight part, or else it ain't gonna look
A
right.
double ponytail.
Double ponytail.
It still sounds very simple. It sounds like
No,
beginner level.
no,
Hey.
No, but it could be tough for you.
it is tough. So my daughter
It's all
daughter
about
has thick hair.
experience.
My
I
daughter
am-
has thick hair.
Listen,
so
Of course, yeah.
Listen, it's okay.
4A.
it's a safe area.
This is a safe
Does she
area.
have 4A, 4B, or 4C?
What?
Doesn't matter.
See,
what
you're
it
not a real dad yet.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
No, you stop. That had nothing to do with that.
Testing your dad's stuff. So what's your go-to right now for Lil Corey? What you do?
2 puffs, and I really don't even do what my wife do. I'm not even gonna lie like that. I'm not even gonna lie like that.
I asked him
I
what
was
his
gonna lie, but
I asked
I was
him
like,
what
nah.
his go-to was. This nigga said 2 parts.
These are 2 puffs.
Two puffs,
Oh,
2 puffs,
he
2
said
puffs. 2
Yo, Mom,
ponytails.
fix my headphones.
2 puffs, 2 ponytails. 2 ponytails is the go-to right now.
So
And
it's
she's small
pony-
too, and she's hard for her to sit still.
So it's
quick.
ponytails in parts for you guys, pretty much.
Yeah,
Do
I mean,
you braid or nothing?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, so I
That's,
try-
I guess that's what I mean. For me, that's what I can't wait for. When I
Oh, you know
when I
how
break
to-
these
you know
fingers
how to
and
braid?
paws. No,
You
I
know-
don't.
okay.
I have to learn
When I
from
was
her.
younger, I had to do my little sister's hair when she was going to school, and I did braid her hair a couple times. I'm not gonna say it was right.
Right.
She went to school with some.
It wasn't perfect.
It
but
was
you
not
good.
perfect at all.
But you feel
it's
like if you
I've
could
been
sit
long
down and
removed
do
from
it.
doing. If
So
I
you need
sat
some
down, I paid
retraining.
attention, I'll do it. I can do it.
Can't wait to bust some ill Iversons out.
That's gone.
Yo, so that's the yo. So
When I get to that level,
so
it's
that's the
different.
difference though. Like the Iverson braids where you have to do it. That is attached to the scalp.
Yeah.
those are different
Cornrows.
than
Those are
those are
cornrows.
different than just braiding
The
it
regular
out.
braids, we understand that. We know.
I'm good at.
So what you thought?
Nah, I'm not at Iverson braid.
you're not doing cornrows.
I'm not doing no
I got you.
cornrows.
I
I don't think. I
Cornrows
mean,
are
I'm
crazy.
sure his dad's out there that could do cornrows.
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't think that's like. I think you really have to like go through a lot to get to cornrows.
Yeah, you gotta put some time in.
You gotta put some
There gotta
time.
be like a lot of dark events that lead you to just being the guy who has to do cornrows in your childhood. Like, a lot of
But
dark
no,
times.
that's actually a good point to think about, right? Because in my head, I would say, you're right. Like, I'm just sending my daughter to get her hair done or have somebody come do it.
Facts.
But that's bonding time, too, right?
That
Like,
is.
you know what I'm saying? So,
And I think that's what my son Jonathan was getting at. He was like reading something.
yeah,
man.
and,
Like
yeah.
he was dragging
and you,
him,
and you
like,
can make it such an experience, I could imagine, for you and
right.
your daughter.
But not only that, but it's like. Like you said, it is an experience in all things, right?
Yeah.
How messed up you do it is gonna, y'all could, you know what I mean? That's like
Yeah.
a building and a bonding moment. So there really
Yeah.
is no failure in that. But I just think like that's super corny that son was like, men don't.
But how-
Mine ain't supposed to do hair.
But how
What the F?
demasculated must you feel to feel like doing your own
But
your
that's the
own
thing,
daughter's
Is that a
hair?
cultural
Like that's
thing?
crazy.
Because I feel like he's definitely not.
But-
I don't think he's American. I mean,
Because he started doing men,
Mine.
man, and he didn't say men.
Because he started the sentence with men.
Maybe he just-
men ain't supposed to do hair.
Maybe his pluralization game
Men
is
ain't
whack.
supposed.
Well,
Men ain't
speaking
supposed
from
to
a
do- men-
different
'cause it
culture,
wouldn't
I've
be
never
men-
seen any
maybe it's not
father
your
in
culture.
my culture ever do
Yeah.
their daughter's hair.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's
and
what I'm
I-
saying.
And I see that. I mean, this is the thing, right? So like doing
The
hair.
man pana do it. They don't.
But it's the thing. But this the thing. But it's the thing, right? Me either. But honestly speaking, right? Like, what is he said? He said men ain't supposed, to touch
yeah.
or do hair, whatever he said. Like, what is a hairdo?
Yeah.
Is
Men ain't supposed to do hair.
Me grabbing a ponytail and or learning
Once
how to do
again,
a bun? Is that like I'm
Nah,
not
once
supposed to do
again,
that either?
I think it's one of those things of it's I think a status thing more. Like I think this is I'm just
ego,
I'm
man.
just guessing. I don't know this to be how he meant it, but like meaning the man got other things to do. Man's supposed to be out getting money. Man is supposed to be out whatever. He's not in the house. That's like a domestic task. That's the feel I got from that post.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think it's about the hair. I think it's just like
it's a masculine
masculine
thing.
thing,
But
yeah.
what I'm saying is that his definition of what's masculine,
Who knows
very
what it is?
off.
Crazy.
you know what I mean? If he said
Taking care of your kids is masculine.
if he
Taking care of
said
your family.
if he said dads ain't supposed to do
Yeah,
hair,
I
I
get
could
what
be
you're
like,
saying. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
could be like,
Yeah.
okay, like you just need some retrain on like your role as a father, but
Yeah.
I don't think he approached it as a
Nah,
dad.
it's
He
just a
just
man
said
thing.
men ain't supposed
Man
to
thing.
do hair.
Man.
Big man ting.
Well,
Big man ting,
yeah,
bruv.
dweeb, whoever
Big
you
man ting,
are.
bruv.
That's a
And
fact.
I definitely think that y'all. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put together a workshop, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
link
know if
up.
we can let them know.
No, I'm gonna link
about
up.
the-
I'm gonna link
yeah.
up with someone. I'm gonna put together a workshop
I
for
can't
all you
wait.
dads to come out and
I'm gonna be
learn how
first in line.
to do some hairstyles. You know what I mean? Probably be a couple different stations.
Yep.
And we go through
And
it.
then right after that, then be like, man know how to do hair.
Right. And then y'all be wondering why y'all. You know what? Never mind. We gonna move on. So let's get into this next
Dads on the
Dads on the
Street?
Street, man. Yeah. So who was this with? This was with
This is a
Handsome.
family affair. This is handsome.
Handsome high.
You
Right,
got that,
so,
Mo?
yeah. So we asked him what his biggest fear as a parent was.
Yeah.
And Marv, please go
Roll
to
that
footage.
Yo, it's Woo, Dad AF show with the dads on the streets connecting the dots.
Follow me, I'm dad as fuck, I think I know the way.
What's your biggest fear as a dad?
Cops. Cops killing my kids. That's
Sugar money.
That's the biggest fear for me.
Okay. Wow. Definitely.
Damn.
That was short and brief, right to the point.
Cut and print. Beautiful guys.
Right to the dot.
Damn. Oh,
That was heavy, huh?
His biggest fear
Right
is
to
cops
it.
killing his kids.
You know what? So I guess I'll start off with this. I think I said it maybe early on in the show. I might have, I might not have. Well, that was one of my big reasons for not wanting to have a son.
Yeah, you said
You know
that
what I'm saying?
on the-
I just, my experiences with police, although I have not had any super, actually, like I have never been beaten by the cops. I think I've been arrested for no reason before, things like that. But my just experience with the cops has never been positive. And nowadays we see how it's going on in the streets. It's like, I just didn't want to have to fear that happening to my son.
So having a daughter, your biggest fear is different, like we discussed before.
Yeah, exactly. I feel, of course, and women get treated.
with Mark, I think you mentioned that. Shit, I mean, that was like your thing.
Women get treated difficult, bad by police too at times
Facts.
too.
No, that's a
I
fact.
just feel like their lifestyles, all the men and young women live a little differently, find themselves in different situations.
Not only that, but I also feel that young men, especially young men of color, are perceived differently.
Yep. More dangerous, more aggressive.
You know what I mean? Like your complexion is like weaponized. You know what I mean? They see you and they just think that's a walking gun.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they look at you, they see weapon. Like
yeah.
you feel me? So
Well,
I think that's the thing.
you got 2 boys, and Mace is gonna be a big boy.
Yeah, man, and
So-
that's something I think about, and it's so crazy. Like he's at the stage right now where he's like really into cars and different kind of cars and like sirens and flashy lights. So his 2 favorite things are like firefighters and like policemen.
Police, it's always like that. On
You
your
know,
kids.
so it's like even the other day I went to Wildwood, New Jersey. Fuck y'all. Right here. I went to Wildwood, New Jersey and shit, and they pretty much pulled me over for no reason. You know what I mean? But my son was just so happy to like see a
cop
police
up
car,
close.
a police.
He didn't
officer.
understand.
He was too. He's like police car, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's fucked, but it's hilarious. Like in my head, it's so funny because it's just like, oh, police car, and they like stopping me like siren. Like he's having
Like,
so
he's
much
happy.
fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But to you, it's like this is about to be all this negative
like
energy.
the duality
Yeah.
dichotomy is crazy. Cause I'm in the car like, and he's like,
This is
as
crazy.
the thing escalates, he's having more and more fun, and
Yeah.
I'm just having like
Right.
more and more anxiety
Yeah,
and shit.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's, I don't want to like taint his perception of
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
You know what's so beautiful?
But I do want to. I think about it all the time. Like I just think about like how they're gonna grow up in the world they're gonna grow up in, and what I could do to put them in a position to have a different experience than I have. I'm a pretty good kid, but I haven't had many good experiences with like
police. But that's what I'm gonna say, isn't it? It's awesome. I think I just want to make that point where you see most kids grow up loving the police. I love the police. I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I just like to point that out because there's this sentiment now that African Americans, we hate the police, and it's like it's taught or we're following. No, we really live a certain life and we have certain experiences that other people just never experience, and we grow this type of animosity or fear or anxiety around police, and it's not, we don't want to, it's just the way in situations we've been in.
And I think just to piggyback on what you just said is like the misconception that we actually teach our kids to hate the police.
Yeah,
like that's
crazy.
Far from the truth.
The furthest,
you know what I mean? The furthest thing from the
truth.
truth. Like I remember, even I have a girl, but still, I used to get.
Although we probably should. In some instances, to be not to hate police, but to be aware
to understand,
of what the history is.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had a daughter, so I used to get her the Hess truck. You know, it has sirens. It's not like a police vehicle, or whatever the case may be. But I just wanted to start that tradition of just getting her a Hess truck every single year or whatever.
They getting so much money off that, ain't they?
Into it.
Because when you get so much money every year, they get so much money. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt your story.
I love it.
It's just a dumb little truck, and they getting money.
Yeah, but
the dad is fuck truck.
The dad is fuck truck. The train set. I used to want a train set when I was a kid.
Choo-choo bitches.
Yeah. And as it goes, it plays all the episodes. In audio format. Sorry, my fault.
I lost my complete train of thought.
But, talking about your daughter?
Yeah, and the Hess truck. Yeah, so I used to get her that, and she used to like it. You know what I mean? Like the flashing lights. It does things. Yeah. And every time they see cops, they're just fascinated.
Yeah.
And I even on a lesser note, when they watched what's that doctor? The little girl that's a doctor on the show.
Stuffins.
Yeah, Doc McStuffins or whatever. So it's like I like that. And I want to see more like black portrayed police officers, not just in shows and movies, but like in the kids shows. I haven't seen that much diversity also. Even though a lot of black kids grew up wanting to be cops and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
So cops and robbers is it.
So the way you said how like it's a whole world of people who just think like black people raise their kids
to hate
police. I think all of those white people that feel like we raise our kids to hate police, I feel like they are the ones becoming police officers.
That's a
like,
fact.
And only them. Like, I feel like it's only...
Bro, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I went to John... I don't know how many people know this, but I went to John Jay.
Snitch.
Yeah. I went to John Jay. I initially wanted to work with the FBI.
You wanted to be the fuzz.
I wanted to be... Not the police, but I wanted to be an FBI agent. Or the other thing is, I wanted to be a counselor or psychologist and work with inmates. Those are the dichotomy of what I can see myself doing, helping people. But anyway, long story short, going through that school, they tell you everything, all the negatives about the police department and all the history. And in those classes, I'm in the classes with the young men and women who are gonna become police officers. And I'll be honest with you, they're some of the most ignorant kids I've ever been around. And I was in the class with them. I had to drop out of that school because it was so frustrating. We're having real arguments in class about real life shit that I've grown up in, and they have opinions on my neighborhood or something that I know. It's like, no. And I'll tell you the quick story of it was, the question in class was, what's more important, someone being wrongfully convicted or somebody who's guilty running the streets and being free? My thing is like, we want to get the people who are wrongfully convicted out. I'd rather take a criminal on the street than leave an innocent person rotting in jail. Right. And there was a full side of a classroom that was hard on the other way around. Like, no, well, I'd rather get the criminal off the street. So if we make mistakes, we make mistakes. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, and all I kept seeing was, you don't know anybody that's ever been in prison. And you don't know what that's like.
But that's the thing, right? Like before, when I said like our skin, they weaponize that shit. It's like, oh, like the people who I think are dangerous don't look like me. They not from where I'm from, so I don't.
And it can never happen because it can never happen.
When you say wrongfully convicted, I guarantee that nobody pictures a white person
That's
or
a fact.
a
No,
Chinese
that's true.
person, or
Yeah.
they picture the big black guy that they nabbed that really fits and every.
Yeah,
They
that maybe he
picture-
didn't do that crime, but he belongs there
probably-
anyway. He probably did some other
maybe.
stuff.
Or he just really seems intimidating. Like, but I know people picture black when you say things like
course.
wrongfully convicted. You know what
fact.
I mean?
And,
So
and to piggyback on what you were saying from John Jay, I knew somebody who was in the force, and their whole protocol system.
this guy kills me. If you know him, you know why this is funny. This is bad funny.
Their whole protocol is stupid to me, right?
Yeah.
You take new rookies and then you dump them into a neighborhood they've never ever associated,
Yeah.
ever been with,
Right.
in the worst neighborhoods, and then that's their training.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and you give them like one.
They don't understand
They don't
the
understand.
people. They don't understand.
So of course,
how to-
of course, it's gonna be like false shootings and shooting. You know,
Not
there's
only
gonna be
that,
jittery.
They're
not only that, but their basis is on fear, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Their first
Anything they know
introduction.
about.
This is
yeah.
the thing. Their first introduction to that job is fear,
Fear,
right?
yeah.
Because they not from there. They don't look like the people. They have nothing in common. They don't know the people.
Yep.
So if I put you there to train on day one, that anxiety that you have,
That's
you gonna always have
carry
that.
that.
when you
That's
see
a
it.
fact.
That's a fact.
You know what I
That's a
mean?
fact. And that's
the
that's the
shit.
point. That's crazy.
And then that's a whole
Whole nother episode.
That's a whole nother
Yeah. No, but I
episode.
mean, I think you know, it sounds like we getting deep into it, but this is bad as fuck, and this is something that we really got to think about. I thought
Yeah.
about it the whole pregnancy, my wife's whole pregnancy. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with a young black
And
boy.
I think about it. I think about it all the time. Like I have 2 boys now. You know what I mean?
And I was a pretty
So,
good kid, and
I was a
some
pretty
tough
good
situations
kid.
with police,
I
and I was a good kid.
Yeah, that's
But
a fact.
it is
But it
what it
doesn't
is.
matter because
Yeah.
they don't care,
Yeah.
bro.
Yo,
Yeah.
and
Like they don't care.
just a quick. This is literally gonna be a short story. My brother, y'all seen my brother
Fine.
before?
Ding.
right?
Nah.
He got arrested just because he was big and
Nah,
they didn't
your
know
brother,
him.
yeah, that nigga brother like 6'7", 320. Like,
Yeah, like imagine getting arrested just because the cops never saw you in the hood, and he's in the army.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
I'm calling the cops.
like, but that's
And
like
that's the problem there. We hate ourselves. The good brother.
good, bro. Yo,
I mean,
it's crazy. Like it's crazy. It's real crazy.
Nah, but yeah, definitely, man. No, but I mean, that's real talk.
But
That's
so
real
what
talk.
do you do though? Like, what do you do? Like, cause you don't want to instill hate and fear in your
No,
child. right?
it's all about the truth.
So I think
So what is the truth? This is
Preparation.
what I'm saying though. So
Be
it's
prepared.
like, but so what's the preparation?
So it's funny you said this, right? Because those videos come on your Facebook all the time of like the times when somebody stands up to the police. I saw a video of a police officer pull somebody over. Actually, it was a white dude, and he asked him for his registration or whatever license, and the dude was like, "I'm not giving you my ID. Tell me why you pulled me over." And the officer's like, well, first he didn't start there. First he started with, "Why do I need to give you that?" Very nice and calm. Cop's like, "Just give it to me, then I'll tell you." He's like, "Well, respectfully, I think I have a right to know why you're pulling me over before I give you my license." No, give it over. And he, obviously the cop starts posturing. He's getting angry. All I kept thinking about is, oh, good for him. That's right. That's smart. But all I kept thinking about is that conversation goes different if I say that.
Black, it does.
And I've had those
And
situations
that's the same
before.
way I got stopped in Wildwood. If we could tie that into some dad shit, you know what I mean? I think it's just like you teach your kids how to be in control of their destiny and their situation and like just their immediate circumstance.
It's
like,
tough, man, when I think about it. I want to tell...
just remain in control.
Yeah. I want to tell my daughter to just do whatever you got to do to stay alive.
That's a terrible. I think
That sounds crazy,
terrible.
right?
That sounds
because I
terrible.
feel like there's no one way that's going to work in those situations because they're so... A lot of times those situations are so
But
hyped up.
But the staying alive trump just
Dignity
being at
and
peace
stuff.
and dignity and like
That's
morality. You think?
but that's where we're at, right? That's the issue.
But that's what I'm asking though. Like, is that the advice you want to give? Is like, yo, do whatever to stay alive, like anything, or is the
Yeah, I get what you're
advice
saying.
you want to give like
my
yo,
advice, and I think I've heard this from a couple of people. I think even Chris Rock had like a stupid video about this. I wouldn't call it stupid. It was informative, but he made it a little funny.
yeah.
Oh, that's his job.
Is that just comply, and then when you get home, we fight it.
That's what I mean. That's what I
Yeah.
mean
You know
by
what I
do what
mean?
you gotta
Like,
do to stay alive.
unless
Like,
they ask you to
it's
do
not
something
worth
that is
fighting.
like crazy,
Yeah.
comply. and then we talk about
But
it.
compliance sometimes is like
Is
It's like admission to guilt.
like
dignity
not
stripping.
even that. It's like like what is compliance, right?
Compliance
and
means,
then like compliance is like really subjective to
That's a
the
fact.
person who's accosting you. Like
That's a fact.
Like is what I'm doing compliant enough for you? Like are you asking me to comply or you just
setting me up.
yeah, like
Yeah.
what do you need? Because I've seen videos of like people complying
Comply and they
people
still-
escalate. Like
Yeah.
oh, like stop resisting. Like well, you have your knee in my throat. Like
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna like you know what I mean. But
I mean,
like,
but
I
I mean, I get it though. I agree with
No,
that. Like,
personally,
try to
my
comply.
all my
Try
interactions
to.
with my temperament, like it's very hard to get me.
Nah, you're very cool.
You know what I mean? So
You're super cool.
So like my temperament when they stopped me, like I remember I got stopped going from playing basketball, whatever. I was just blasting my music through West Brighton. It was like nighttime, coming from an indoor gym or whatever. Just blast my music, pull me over. I immediately rolled all my windows down, turned off the gas, put the keys on the dashboard.
look at
That's what we
that.
have to
All
do
of that,
though.
he had a whole
Yo.
routine.
After all that, step out the car. Can I search it? Go ahead, do what you gotta do. But can I ask you a
Another
question?
reason why.
Is there a reason why you're searching my car?
Niggas don't care.
You feel
about
me?
that
Like,
no more, bro.
that's like,
don't be asking me no questions.
yeah,
boy.
like, come on, man.
I'm the cop.
Like,
But
it's
even,
crazy.
But even how we gonna
nah,
wrap
but-
this though,
Yeah,
man?
we gotta get into the y'all gotta stop.
Yeah,
and I
we
want to
gonna wrap
start.
this with the y'all gotta stop.
So we going to the y'all gotta stop portion of the Dad As Fuck show. So my y'all gotta stop, and I saw this other day. I do not like these weird ghetto nicknames that fathers and parents give their kids. I'm gonna give you an example.
What? I might have to kick back on this one.
I know
Talk
you
to
will.
me, talk
I
to
know
me,
you will.
talk to me,
Stink,
talk
stink. Fart.
How's that ghetto?
I hate it. I
What about
hate
Man Man?
it. Man Man. Man Man's funny, but I'll take Man Man.
What? Get that Yeah, you want to say stink, so you
is ghetto?
But man is good.
Bro, maybe it's not ghetto. I just hate these names. Like, why not give them, like, whatever your child's name is, make a regular nickname. Why are they called Stink? Do they stink? Do they smell?
They all
My little
stink at
stinker.
some
My
point.
little stinker.
I hate
Yeah,
those
she
names.
always, grandma always changing
Listen,
diapers.
listen, I know y'all gotta kick back because y'all be doing it. I hate it.
I
Listen,
don't, but I
hate
but I understand
stink.
why they do.
Listen, he is.
I hate it.
By Dad As Fuck
I hate
rules,
it.
he is outvoted 2-1.
That's a
I respect it.
He is outvoted 2-1.
I respect that.
He with the ghetto nicknames,
I
man.
hate it. I hate it.
As long as you ain't call that little nigga felon. Like,
I hate
God.
stink. I hate all of that.
Really?
I hate, the most name I'm gonna give my daughter Core. Her name Corey. I'll give you that.
But this is for parents also, or
This
like
is for
grandparents?
parents.
Like who is it?
No,
Just
it's just
parents?
parents. I feel like you should
Stink,
have.
stink, doodle, hey, doodle.
Hey, doodle head. Ew.
Doodle,
Why?
doodle.
First of all, I don't want to compare my child to anything that smells. I don't get that either. That's weird to me.
Niggas being fancy.
Maybe that's what it
Yeah,
is. Maybe I'm a little bougie. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
little
saying? I'm
bourgeois.
getting a little money. Getting a little money these days. You know what I'm saying?
Well, on behalf of me and the rest of the dad nicknaming community, fuck your opinion.
I respect that.
I
Listen,
got-
what shit y'all gotta stop at?
Before y'all guys, I just have a blanket question while he was talking. How many of y'all had a real strong input on naming your kids?
I pretty much named my daughter.
Me.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
did.
My wife
Your
had to
situation was
accept
different,
it.
Man, mine was different, but from other people I've heard too.
Head at the Beverly Center. Damn, sees me.
So long.
He's in the hole.
Y'all gotta stop.
I'll call you back.
I'm gonna call you back.
I'm at the studio.
Y'all gotta stop.
What we gotta stop?
Well, you gotta stop. I know what you gotta stop.
I don't even know
I
why
know
you
he
stepping
gotta
up.
stop.
Yeah, I just wanted to know.
I know what
What
you
shit
gotta
y'all
stop.
Y'all gotta stop.
Damn, I had it. Come back to me.
He's sitting at home. They gotta kick her.
He said, because you was hand to hand in the Beverly Center.
Usher is big goatee, though. Like,
Big goat.
Big goatee.
Yeah. Shout out to Usher, though.
Shout out to Usher Raven. So y'all gotta stop it, man. We spoke about it in the episode, but just for us to chop it up, I'm gonna make it real concise for y'all. Y'all gotta stop that dads don't do their daughter hair stuff. That is super corny, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna traumatize your daughter knowing that if she's with you, her life is gonna be fucked up. What are you gonna do? You gonna give her a dark Caesar? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna take her to
And
the
then
barber
would
shop?
that be allowed? Could you shape her up then?
As long as she wants to.
I'm saying with the dude that be like, men ain't supposed to do
They
is
do
that
no
doing
kind of
hair?
hair. I guess to him, maybe cutting hair and doing
It's different.
hair.
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know,
I'm
but
just
what does a
being an
hair
asshole.
do? My
Yeah.
nigga, we not
Shut
asking you
up.
to be Vidal Sassoon, bruh. Learn the part.
Yeah.
Maybe learn to do a braid or
Yeah,
two.
maybe. You
Who
don't even have to.
knows? Get some
Just get
gel.
some gel and some hair products.
Do the swoop bang thing. Like
Yeah.
anything is better than sending your daughter to school looking crazy.
Yeah.
So y'all niggas who think it's like doing hair is like lame and corny and all that. I think
Or
you're
feminine
lame.
or something.
I think you're corny. I think you're a bozo, and you're definitely not
Not
that
that
as
as
fuck. And you get the fuck from around me, you corn bucket. So.
Yeah.
Thank you. So what's up? You got your mind right?
Yes. My y'all gotta stop actually originated when I was very, very young. Y'all gotta stop.
Hand the bed.
Y'all gotta stop driving past the mother of your kids and your kids at the bus stop.
Oh, y'all gotta stop doing that. That's crazy if you doing that, boy.
That is wicked.
That's
Y'all gotta stop.
doom.
Wow, we didn't even know y'all was doing that.
Oh nah, I've seen people. Yeah, right.
We got a dad who shall forever remain nameless in the production
Co-signing.
room.
Wow.
Nah,
Raising his hand.
because of the animosity between you and the mother,
Damn.
you subject your kids to
Yikes, that's heavy.
that kind of thing. So I think y'all gotta stop that.
Wow.
That's one thing
That's
I
heavy.
always told myself. I'm like,
That's
it
super
don't
heavy.
matter.
You would never do that.
It don't matter how it was between my kid's mother. I would always, if they needed to go
Yeah.
somewhere, whatever. But
would
I
hope
would
so.
say this: before my kid popped up, self-confession, I just ride past her mama. One time.
Damn, when she was pregnant?
Yeah.
Wow.
When she was pregnant,
He's
This
a
was just-
different guy. They had an
So,
agreement.
could
that
you
was
see
in
it?
We ain't going to.
Nah,
oh,
You could see it.
No.
So it was covered up? So it's wintertime? Wow.
No. He goes
It
deep.
gets deep,
He goes deep.
set him up.
Nah.
Man, you
Set
know,
set him up with that.
Yo, so-
and gave it
So the funny thing about this
it's
show,
not going to be funny.
Nah,
After
nothing,
that,
at this point, nothing you say. It's
no,
okay,
the unique perspective I bring to the show, which is why I like the whole show, is
Adam, a
I've literally
scumbag.
been in every single
That's a
situation.
fact.
You know what I mean?
You've been a
Whereas
good dad, a bad
a
dad.
bad dad, I've been a stepdad.
worst dad. That dick.
I'm not, nah. I wasn't. I would never say. Yeah, I would say
This
it, yeah.
nigga said left. Huh? In the infamous words of the American poet formerly known as Young Jeezy. Damn.
Yo.
The nigga in the studio keep asking me about what's the question now? What's the question? Come
Alright,
on,
so
what's the
he
question?
He said, "What's the worst thing y'all done since y'all keep cruising?"
As a dad?
As
Or
a
as a
dad.
man? What do you mean? What's the question?
As a dad, as a dad.
As a dad, the worst thing
Okay.
as a dad, the worst thing I've ever done as a dad, the fuck would I tell y'all for? I can keep doing that shit. Nigga, I don't know if it's wrong or not. Nobody caught me out. No, it's not. I have to go on.
You ain't catch me, nigga. It ain't happen.
I ain't fuck you mean.
If I beat a kid, but nobody saw me beat him,
Does the kid
did
still
the kid
cry? Does the cry still make a sound?
Facts. What do you mean?
Nah, the worst thing I've ever done as a dad. I think the worst thing I've ever done is like, I had two bad things. The first thing is the cry it out thing. You know what I mean? So y'all know what that is.
But that wasn't
So-
on purpose.
Right. The second thing, which is I think is a little bit funnier, and this is the worst thing I can honestly say, and it's literally happened like 2 nights ago. So me and my wife, you know, we got the 2 kids. So we
Yeah.
got the newborn and we got the older kid. So we take turns. Like somebody put the older kid to sleep, and whoever stays with the newborn is gonna be up all night type shit. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to decide if you want to go to sleep tonight or if you want to be on duty tonight. So one night
I already know where this is
we
going.
put the kid that no matter of fact, we fell asleep on the couches together. So the older kid was actually at daycare.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking up the whole timeline. But the older kid was at daycare. We both on the couch. Like I'm on like the love seat lounge and
Yeah.
I'm dozing. She's on
Yeah.
the sofa dozing. And then the kid is like in this little swing thing.
Yeah.
He's sleeping and shit. So then she's closer to it. So he wakes up and he starts to cry. And I wake up before her.
Yeah,
and I
I've
peek-
done this before.
I peeked at I peeked at her
We've
and
all
I
done this.
I saw she was sleeping
Yeah.
and I closed my eyes and I'm like, yo, hey, yo, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna give it like,
That's that as fuck.
I'm like, yo, I'm gonna give it like another like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And not
She
even
up
2
wake
minutes,
up.
but just like something that, like he just started crying and I was up, like, cause I sleep light when he's
But
around.
understand that
So,
this was mine. This was one of mine.
so
I feel like we've all done
so
this
as
now.
soon as he started crying, I popped up and shit, and I knew it was like 1 second.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cause I can't go with it. If he cries past like a minute,
Yeah,
like,
you gotta
or
get up.
I gotta get up.
Your
and
body starts doing
maybe
something.
30 seconds. I gotta get up and go get him. Like
Yeah.
he's that young. Like my oldest,
Yeah.
I don't care, nigga. Cry
Yeah.
till you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Whatever. Cry till you're over it. Nobody hurt you. You're not in danger. You gotta go through that. So you go through how you
Yeah.
go through it. But for him, so anyway, we did, and I peek and shit, and she's sleeping. So now I'm in this mental thing. I'm like, is she fucking with me?
Yeah, is she doing what you're doing?
Cause I'ma overdo it. I'm gonna do it till I overdo it.
Gunny.
That's
Don't
what I
make me do it to you.
That means so. Yeah. So that was my thing. That was like fresh. That was
That's
like
so
this
funny.
week, bro.
So-
So I just waited, and she got up and got him, and I went back to sleep.
It's so funny
love.
because that was literally was gonna be my worst thing I've done, and I've done it more than once, you know. So I guess that makes it worse.
That's
You know,
a
because
fact.
like we sleeping in the bed, and I hear my daughter crying, wake up middle of the night. And I just act like I can't, like I'm not up, and that's just what it is. So,
Go ahead.
What
No,
was I
not
saying?
finish.
Yeah, so that's definitely been like one of my worst things. And something else too that I did is by mistake.
By mistake.
I don't even know why I'm gonna say this now because my
Yeah,
wife's
that's
gonna
how you
be
did
so
it.
upset
She's gonna
at me.
know.
She's gonna know. I said I wasn't even gonna say this, but I feel
Don't
like this
say
might
it.
help.
Say it.
This might
No,
help
don't
that.
commit yourself.
This
Just
might
say
help
it.
that. So now I'm gonna say it.
Say it.
So I have this habit of. If we drink a lot of bottled water, I have this habit of when I drink a bottle of water, I take the caps off and I just lose them. I leave them anywhere.
That's
right?
not a dad thing, no.
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 That's what I do. I just do
Yeah,
this
yeah.
for some reason. I meant to have this thing where I just leave them everywhere. I lose these caps. Now I know that my daughter was putting everything in her mouth, right? So I was conscious of it, and my wife keeps reminding me, "Listen, you can't do that because she could choke on this thing." One day. I'm not gonna say what day it was. My wife was not home with me, and
Yesterday.
it was long. It was a minute ago. Now I don't even think she would even do it. But I turned around one day and she got something in her mouth.
Cap in her mouth.
It's right there. When I tell you, my heart just like
Oh my
fell.
And you don't want to rush at her because you don't want her to swallow.
Yeah, you don't wanna
I grabbed her head like,
Yo.
and I see it. You can see she like this. Shit in her mouth.
No, no. So and that's what you
Crazy.
said, right? You said like you ain't even want to run. Listen,
Yeah.
I want y'all to post like the most like frightening thing that your
That's the
kid
scariest
did
I ever
that you
been.
had to approach them like really
Real
calm and
carefully,
cool,
yeah.
like a hostage
Exactly.
negotiator.
I'm like, come here.
Bro,
Fuck yeah.
my son when he first started to walk, I was putting together furniture,
Yeah.
and I left the hammer on the floor, and I came out the bedroom, and he was walking with the hammer like this.
awesome.
He was like holding it, and all I saw was the hammer swinging.
God.
They gonna take my kid away. We not gonna put
All
this
my
on.
kids, they gonna take our babies.
The bottle cap guy. They gonna have
But look-
niggas on a whole
But
board,
the reason
bro.
why I thought about saying that because you know,
Oh my
I think it'll
God.
help other dads too, right?
Mason
Like
really
be
had a
aware.
hammer.
Don't
Shit crazy.
don't let this happen to you. Luckily, nothing happened to any of our kids.
That's a fact.
But I would hate for something like that to happen to anyone's children. So it's actually ended
Facts.
up being a good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
Lil,
that's a
thank
good
you.
question.
Thanks for the
Yeah,
question.
thank you to
You
this
know,
guy.
it's just, we don't like you because what you did when you was on
Yeah.
the show.
When you
So-
did it. How you did
Nah,
it.
but to both of y'all points about winking and not getting up to get the kids. For me and for my future kids, I want to be like that parent.
Yeah, you say that. I want to be that.
I'm gonna-
Yo,
I'm
real
gonna
quick,
do it.
I made a bet with my wife before my daughter was here. I said that all right, I'll do. If you change all the dirty Pampers, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll take
deal.
care. That shit ain't happen.
Of course
That shit ain't
Because
happen.
half of the waking up in the middle of the night is the dirty pamper.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now,
it's
but
just the
that's
worst
how you
thing.
switch the game up, so it don't seem like you really quit. You just be like, yo, He woke up because of the dirty. She woke up because of the dirty
that's a
diaper.
fact.
So
That's
this
a
is really
Yeah.
your job, and now your job is interfering with my job.
And actually, shout out to my man Haas because he told me he did that with his lady, and that came up with the idea. So it worked. It tricked her. For
I
him,
think
man,
for dads, the best way to do it is to just take days with your lady.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you do Monday, I do Tuesday.
Yeah, now I just do
and
it
you
when I feel like
alternate.
she need it. If I feel like she tired,
But this is how you
whatever.
get dad brownie points, right? You double up. So
That's a fact.
So I got Monday, she got Tuesday, I got Wednesday. You know what, babe?
On Thursday,
I
you
got
just do
Thursday
it.
too. Don't worry about it.
Dad as
baby.
fuck.
You get your dad on. You
Get your dad. Get your
live
dad
your
on.
life. Live your life.
Definitely. I mean, so did you have anything? The worst thing you kind
Oh, the worst? The
He
worst?
said it.
He said it already.
left him
He
at the
started
bus
it.
stop,
No, I didn't leave them.
bro.
She was an embryo at that point.
It doesn't matter. He left them at the. That's even worse, yo. He left them at the bus stop.
I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna say because it could get so dark.
It could get.
Anything could happen to
Dim
that
the lights
lady.
in the building.
Anything could happen to
have
that
episodes
poor
about
woman
that.
on that bus stop. Man.
To be honest, I was a bad guy in the beginning.
Get out of here.
But look, so before we leave, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Y'all saw that at the beginning of the show, man. This is breast cancer awareness month.
It is.
So from the guys that dad as fuck, I want to tell y'all, I mean, fuck breast cancer and all that.
Yes.
Man.
Yes,
and
sir.
and men can get breast cancer
That's
as
a
well.
fact.
That's a fact.
That's a
Beyonce
fact.
pops, man. So,
That's a
man.
fact.
yeah, from us here, dad as fuck, man.
Much
You know
love
what
to
I mean?
y'all.
Much love to the women
And
out
much
there.
more
man.
power.
All y'all
and
dad
more power
bods.
to you.
Make sure y'all check.
We out.
Oh, yeah, we going to have to do that some other time.
Follow me, I'm dad as fuck. I think I know the way.